Boyan and Gun in the house, back with another bang on video where, ladies and gentlemen, Mesut Ozil could have grounds to cancel his Arsenal contract if they impose a pay cut without his consent. Well, as per the Article 14 of FIFA's regulations on the status and transfer of players states, a contract may be terminated by either party without consequences of any kind, either payment of compensation or imposition of sporting sanctions where there is just cause. Any abusive conduct of a party aiming at forcing the counterparty to terminate or change the terms of the contract shall entitle the counterparty, a player or a club, to terminate the contract with just cause. Well, here's what Erkut Sogut has said. He has already warned Arsenal that the legality of any pay cut on his client may be questionable. He says, it is not enough for a club to present a proposal to one member of the first team squad and then ask them to go to the rest of the squad and get their consent to do it. That is not how individual contract negotiations should take place. A club may even ask a first team manager to negotiate with players, and this may influence some, particularly younger players or those on the fringe who fear there might be personal repercussions for him if he does not agree. In those circumstances, it could be questionable that any consent from the players would be legally binding anyway, as some players are not in a position to give true consent if they are under pressure to do so. Sol Campbell is on the brink of quitting as the Southend boss. The problem is that the PFA chiefs have attacked the club for furloughing some players during the coronavirus crisis. Southend are 16 points off League One safety and have twice been charged by the EFL for not paying players on time this season. And it is looking really shallow because Campbell is understood to have had enough of the nightmare with the first team asked to defer 50% of the wages. But not only that, the Campbell has sympathy for the players. Only he joined the Shrimpers last October and has been hit badly by financial constraints. Now owner Ron Martin has furloughed 6 of his highest paid players along with 59 backroom staff, and that is just sad. Chelsea are closely monitoring Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's contract situation at Arsenal with a view to making a move this summer. Aubameyang's track is gaining momentum at Inter Milan as well. Conte is very keen on the player. There's still concerns about his salary, but all parties are trying to resolve it. Arsenal are already planning for his departure, with several offensive players being looked at. The chances of seeing Aubameyang with the Gunners next season are more than slim. Attacking players Arsenal have scouted heavily this season: Odsonne Edouard, Said Benrahma, Jonathan David. Talks over a new contract for Aubameyang are on hold, increasing the prospect of him attracting offers in the next transfer window. At the moment, because of the current situation, there have been no talks between Arsenal and Aubameyang, although this will be planned at some point to see if he can maybe extend his contract. So far, no clubs have come in contact with the player of Arsenal. Also, Chelsea are closely monitoring Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's contract. Let's see how things will pan out to be. Mesut Ozil once said, assisting gives me more joy than scoring. This extends to his generosity off the pitch. Few athletes have done as much as Ozil to better societies around the world. Here's the human side to Ozil. It's unbelievable. Absolutely cracking player. But let's see. Liverpool and Arsenal have been monitoring Eintracht Frankfurt defender Evan Ndika this season. Southampton are also keen on the player. Well, the one biggest player who could leave Arsenal right now this summer transfer window is Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Lost his place, and now even Socrates could move, and it's pretty much clear why. Also, talking about it's been 6 years since Mikel Arteta lost his front tooth thanks to Hull's George Boyd in a 3-0 victory over the Tigers. Roy Keane has told Premier League stars not to take a pay cut and mass. He says, I have a lot of sympathy for the players out there. A lot of the players are getting criticized. I wouldn't take a pay cut from anybody if I was at one of the bigger clubs. I know there's pressure on clubs, but it's nobody's business what you do with your wages. If you want to be generous, go ahead and do it. Your contract with the club is a personal matter. I think it's up to the individual. They should stick to their guns. If they stick to their guns and say, I'm sticking to my wages, while they've got a billionaire in the background, then do it. Don't be swayed by some sort of pressure. Feyenoord are reportedly considering selling Orkun Kokcu to raise funds in a transfer boost for Arsenal and Chelsea. The 19-year-old, who has 3 goals and 6 assists from 35 appearances at 23 million pounds is what his price is right now. Feyenoord boss Dick Advocaat refused to deny Arsenal interest in the creative midfielder. He says, it seems that what I read is true, but no one has yet come to Feyenoord to make their interest clear. I think he fits in everywhere. Here's the unbelievable part that I would really like to share with you guys. Dutch FA will submit a list of teams to UEFA as requested, and this will be based on current league standings. There will not be a champion. Despite Ajax being ahead of AZ Alkmaar on goal difference, no teams will be promoted or relegated either. This was seen as the fairest option. A team that has not won the title mathematically cannot be given the title. It's pretty much clear the Ajax will not win the title this season, and Eredivisie has been void. It's been pretty much clear no promotion or relegation this season in the Dutch Eredivisie, and it's all over, I guess. Feyenoord sporting director Frank Arneson says, "We have held meetings. There are four clubs interested in Orkun Kokcu. One of them is Seville, and it is said that Arsenal have been putting a have struck a keen eye on the 23-year-old attacking midfielder as well. Orkun Kokcu has enjoyed a breakthrough season after playing most of the previous term, playing under pressure, and he's been unbelievable. Also, let's talk about something else. Yeah, I think these were the news of the day. I hope you enjoyed whatever came your way. All the views and news and everything about Arsenal comes on this platform every single day, twice. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. And make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon because when you do that, you get two videos about Arsenal every single day. I will see you in my next video. Until then, cheers and make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon.